Shoreditch Radio joined at Heaven by Bad Sounds for the second time they've been on the show. First of all, how are we?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Now, the first time we spoke was a few months ago, pre-album at Why Not Festival. We discussed what we can expect from the album coming up and how excited you were for the tour, which you're now on.
Yeah.
How's it been since the album's come out, the general response so far?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I don't know, it's kind of hard to gauge, isn't it? Like, I haven't heard anybody say they absolutely hate it yet, but then I'd be quite a weird person to say that too. It's kind of like going out to them and being like, I hate your kid. Or like, so, hopefully good.
Our mum likes it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, it was on. She gave me a lift somewhere the other day. It was on when I got in the car, and I turned it off. She was like, "Why have you done that?" I was like, "I'm not going to drive around Chippenham with you, blasting out the album that I recorded with my brother." But yeah, she likes it.
So now the album is out, we talked at the time it would give you a more like defined version of yourself as a band. Have you found that so far?
You know, I feel a bit more like the stuff I just really felt people weren't expecting. It didn't seem to divide them as much as you were expecting. Like, it's a track called Thomas is a Killer that we really thought was going to be like, some people are really going to hate it, some people are going to really love it, and everybody who we've spoken to about it seems to be into it. Again, they're not going to tell me they hate it. I'm really the wrong person to ask it. You should go in the audience and ask for them. I don't know. Hopefully though, it feels like we definitely put out different tracks than we have before, and we feel happy with the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good mix in there between previous songs from EPs and obviously the new mix together. Do you feel like having the old songs from old EPs sort of complements the new ones in a way, and it all just ties in perfectly?
I think we were just very conscious that we wanted the tracks we put on the album to fit well together, regardless of sort of whether they were... there were certain tracks that we knew that we had to put on there, like we knew that Wages had to be on there, and obviously that had been on Fresh. But it just kind of... The part of the reason we chose other tracks to sit with it was because they went well with those tracks already. It wasn't like we just chose our favourite songs that we'd written closer to the album.
Some of the new songs in there really do sort of tie into what I would consider like Bad Sounds to be. So you've got like the old songs as I mentioned, like Avalanche and Are You High and etc. We've got some really new songs that sort of like go into your impetus. I say like How Are You Gonna Lose is one that I really like. When I first listened, like this is proper Bad Sound sort of thing.
Thanks.
Oh, wow.
Did you really, when you were writing it, sort of have the sense that right, we haven't broadcast these songs to other people, but they're going to get what we mean by it, and like they're going to know who we are more?
Funnily enough, that is probably the oldest song on the album. I feel like it might be... Like, I feel like we wrote the demo for that song before Living Alone, which was like our first single like years ago. We didn't like... We tried recording it a couple of times, like in the sort of intervening years, but we would... Whenever we write, to be honest, we just end up trying to write the song that we want it to be rather than worrying about like whether people are going to get it or not. We do the worrying once it's too late and it's like it's going out now.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I mean we write so many demos anyway as it is that I think it kind of, we don't really think about is this going to be right for the album until we were making the album, and then we picked the songs which felt best for that. But How You Gonna Lose was a song that we kind of wrote it, liked the demo, went in to record it, didn't come out quite right, and then we just sort of left it for a while, but then it came back up, we sort of rediscovered it again, tried to record it again, still didn't come out quite right, but then it came up a third time, so I felt like it was one of those tracks that we were just sort of, was always in the back of our minds, we just didn't really, it took us a while to get it right, and we also didn't really feel any pressure to get it right at that time, if you know what I mean. I'm glad it's on the first album though. It feels, for us, because like Cal said, it was quite an early song that we'd written, it felt like quite a key moment for us.
Talk to me about the album was called Get Better. Talk to me about how the idea of the Get Better Clinic came about. I think that's a very funny way of going into an album.
There's nothing funny about the Get Better.
You even have like the first song, if you will, is sort of like an intro to the whole album.
Yeah.
Just gives you all these reasons to get better. How did that idea come about?
I wanted Patrick Stewart to do that.
Yeah.
But when I said that to our label / management, they told me that was out of our price range. No, well, we wanted to do something that was like a cohesive album and that tied it together. And a lot of the tracks were about kind of like self-help and things that are very apparent right now. And I think I'm kind of a sucker for that stuff and also a skeptic at the same time, but I definitely kind of delve into that scene, or like I'm interested in it. And even like cult stuff I find really interesting, so that's kind of where the inspiration for that came from. But it was actually you who wanted to try the voiceover thing.
Yeah, I remember I'd like done a mock-up at home in my living room, and Ewan was coming around to work on demos the next day, and I was kind of like, so I've done this thing, I don't know if you're gonna like it. It might be a little bit too close to the bone, or like just I don't know, just a little bit too weird to do. And you were just like, yes, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Let's get Patrick Stewart.
We had to redo the vocal though because it sounded really West Country when we done it originally. It was like, hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome together. But yeah.
Could have done it Patrick Stewart with that northern accent, or that sort of accent.
Well, that's partly why, just to get away from our farmer sound was my influence. But
now, the first time I saw you in general was a couple of years ago. You played Kentish Town with Rat Boy. Now you're playing your biggest headline tour to date. Now I heard a different interview from a couple of years ago. I think it might have been last year actually at Reading Festival. You admitted you didn't like flying. But if you keep getting bigger as a band, you're probably going to have to deal with that.
we got to fly to Mexico next month.
Yeah.
To do a gig.
So the thing is, you get the nervous if you get the excitement for it.
Just the nerves.
It has.
I'll be excited when I get there.
Ewan genuinely looked into like how much it would cost and how long it would take to get a boat over there.
You can get like a freight boat, but I'm vegan and I don't really think it would go down that well to be on like a boat full of like working fishermen and maybe a night. What's on the vegan menu today, lads? So yeah, it was kind of a doomed idea, and plus it takes like Mexico's like the other side of America, so I think you get the boat and it gets to New York, and then you have to like travel cross country by train. See, I genuinely looked into this, and then
Never
so
known
it
a
takes like a
band
week.
to take that much. Work like hard on how to get on a boat.
I know. Because, yeah, it takes like a week to get to New York, and then it takes like another week to get across country.
Maybe you should look into swimming it.
It's true. That'd
That'd be quicker.
Especially when you see these arms.
You punch it.
I can take that water. Yeah.
Now we're nearly at the end of 2018 now. I say it's from personal point of view of your band. It's been a busy yet rewarding year. You've already set yourself up to have a really big 2019 as well, having the album and the tour this year, and you can really build next year. How did you think, out of interest, the back end of 2017, you sort of thought this would be our year, in a way?
No, I think I'm always too nervous to think that because, I don't know, I'm just always err on the side of it's all going to go wrong. Everybody's going to hate the album, and then
It's going to go wrong. We're not going to get Patrick Stewart.
Well, we didn't get Patrick. This is what we focus on. We didn't get him. Thank you for rubbing that in. But like even now, it's really nice and like flattering when people say like how sort of like how great our year's been, and because we forget to think about it like that, we always end up focusing on what we haven't achieved, what we set out to do, and what we haven't done. That we usually forget to just sort of take a step back and really enjoy what we've done. So
yeah, but no, it is good. Like we're super fortunate to be in the position we are and doing the shows we're doing, and I just hope, I hope it continues, and yeah, we just feel lucky. Do you know what I mean? But also, I don't ever feel like we'd be one of those bands where it's like, oh, it's their year, because we kind of stick out a bit. I just feel like we just focus on doing what we're doing, and if the people who are into it want to like get behind that, that's awesome for us. But I don't ever expect to be like Buzz Band of the Year or anything like that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for coming back on the show.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
You know the score by now from the first time we did this. We're going to end the show with you picking one of your tracks to go straight after it. Now, last time you chose, I believe it was Couldn't Give It Away, but this is pre-album, so now you've got a lot more choice.
Okay. I'm going to say, Honestly. You cool with that?
yeah.
Right, this is Bad Sounds of Honesty on Shoreditch Radio. Thank you very much for coming on. Have a great
Thanks
show.
for having us.
Nice one.
So, cheers guys.
Got it.